Good evening and welcome to Nationwide on the NTA. I'm Ayodeji Makinde. The federal government has described the abduction of the students of Government Girls Secondary School Jangebe as inhumane and condemns the act in its totality. This is contained in President Muhammadu Buhari's message to the governor and people of Zamfara State over the students' abduction. A federal government delegation led by the Minister of Aviation, Hadi Sirika, paid a sympathy visit to the state and enumerates federal government's readiness to beef up security and intensify the fight against banditry and terrorism in the country. The minister calls for collective prayers for the safety of the girls and their quick release. The governor of the state, Muhammad Bello Matawali, thanked President Buhari and reaffirms the state's commitment to synergize with the federal government to fight insecurity. In a related development, the Emir of Anka and Chairman Zamfara State Council of Chiefs, Alhaji Atahiru Muhammad Ahmad, has described the series of students' abduction in the northern part of the country as a monumental tragedy that spells doom to the education sector in the region, saying decisive measures must be taken to address the profiling crime. The Emir made the remarks when he led other members of the council on a sympathy visit to Governor Bello Muhammad at Government House, Gusau, over the recent massive abduction of students at Government Girls Science Secondary School, Jangebe, in Talata Marafa local government area of the state. The monarch regretted that the Zamfara incident is the fifth in the series of students' abduction in the country within the past few years, with huge negative impact on the education sector in the region. He, on behalf of traditional rulers in the state, commiserated and identified with the government and families of the abducted girls and charged the governor not to be deterred by the sad incident. In the quest to achieving lasting peace in the state, Zamfara State Governor Bello Muhammad, who described the visit of the royal father as a morale booster, says efforts to rescue the abducted girls has recorded a significant progress, expressing optimism that the abductees would reunite with their families soonest. Chairman of the Presidential Task Force on COVID-19 and Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Boss Mustafa, has confirmed that the expected 4 million doses of the Oxford AstraZeneca COVID-19 vaccines will arrive the country on Tuesday, barring any change in plans. The SGF made this known in a video message released to the media late Saturday night.
I can assure you that the vaccines are coming, and they are coming very quickly. Bearing any change in the delivery plan that has been released to us by UNICEF, our vaccines are supposed to, like I said, bearing any change, because the logistical arrangements and other things are in the hands of the UNICEF. We believe that our vaccines should depart India on the 1st of March 2021 at 10:30 p.m. in the night and arrive Abuja on the 2nd of March 2021 at about 11:10 a.m. in the morning. So we are making preparations for that. But the truth about it is that as we receive the vaccines, this one is coming from the COVAX facility. About 4 million doses of vaccines are coming from the COVAX facility on this one trip. We're supposed to have about 60 million in the first quarter from the COVAX facility. And expecting by the time they supply all the range, we are expecting that they will supply about 84 million doses from the COVAX facility, which is free of charge and is supposed to cover about 20% of the Nigerian population. We also have another source of vaccines coming in from the AVAT facility, which is the African Vaccine Action Team, We're expecting about 41 million of that, a combination of AstraZeneca and Johnson & Johnson.
And while we expect those vaccines to arrive in the country, let's also tell you that 341 new cases of COVID-19 have been confirmed by the Nigeria Center for Disease Control as at 27th of February 2021. Out of this number, Lagos has 96, Rivers 41, Kaduna 33, Edo 21, Osun 20, Akwa Ibom and FCT 17, Ondo 15, with Gombe and Kano having 11 each. Others are Imo 10, Ekiti and Kebbi 9 cases each, Kwara and Oyo 8 cases each, Borno 6, Enugu and Plateau 3, while Delta, Niger and Ogun State have a case each. This brings the total number of confirmed cases of COVID-19 in Nigeria to 155,417. Treated and discharged persons are put at 133,256, while 1,905 deaths have been recorded so far. Now, it's been 1 year since Nigeria recorded its first case of coronavirus. Since then, the situation has evolved with more cases occurring while the federal government and states are keeping up measures to combat the virus. In this special report, Basi Ita Ipan takes us through the 1 year milestone of the dreaded COVID-19 in Nigeria.
In the wake of the coronavirus outbreak in China in December 2019, the federal government in January 2020 assured Nigerians of the country's readiness to strengthen surveillance at the nation's points of entries to prevent the importation of the virus. The first case in Nigeria was, however, announced on the 27th of February 2020 when an Italian citizen in Lagos tested positive for the virus. Several interventions were initiated to ensure compliance to safety protocols. Campaign was at its peak as total lockdown was announced.
The journey has been a journey of discovery. We are learning about the COVID-19 and responding as we go along to use against positively to be able to be ahead, not to get to where Europe and America have been.
Thank God also that the early response of government through the PTF, which put together response strategies, including sensitization and awareness creation on the prevention protocol.
During the period, citizens received funds and food items to those mostly affected. There was a significant drop in the cases recorded between September and November, which led to the relaxation of the lockdown and reopening of the economy. While the isolation centers in most states were partially closed, Nigerians became complacent with the safety protocols. Sequel to that, Nigeria entered the second wave of the pandemic as the country on Thursday, 17 December 2020, recorded its highest daily number of cases with 1,145 new infections.
A new variant of a vaccine, it's in itself not a big challenge. Africa Center for Excellence in Genomics found a new variant in Nigeria, the B1525, which has also been found in some other countries.
Despite several victims' narrations, many Nigerians still believe the virus is a scam.
I can say there is no coronavirus.
Part of the reasons why people seem not to believe, even up till now, 1 year after, is because the death rate in Nigeria has not been exponential.
President Buhari signed the Coronavirus Disease Health Protection Law 2021 to ensure adherence to safety protocols and penalty against non-compliance. 1 year after, the country has recorded a total of 155,076 confirmed cases, 132,544 have been discharged, and 1,902 deaths recorded. The good news now is that the first doses of COVID-19 vaccine is expected in the country, with the frontline workers and the elderly first in line for the vaccination. With the vaccines in view, experts continue to appeal to Nigerians to adhere to safety protocols as COVID-19 is real. Basi Taipa, NTA News.
Let's move on and also tell you that the Federal High Court in Port Harcourt, Rivers State, has ordered the final forfeiture of the sum of $919.202 million to the federal government, being proceeds from sale of a seized vessel. The court specifically ordered Union Bank of Nigeria PLC, Port Harcourt branch, to remit the money into the Independent Corrupt Practices and Other Related Offences Commission ICPC Federal Government Recovery Account, domiciled at the Central Bank of Nigeria. A copy of the order of the court to that effect, cited at the Federal High Court headquarters in Abuja, indicates that the money was lawfully kept in an interest-yielding account with Union Bank in Port Harcourt since 2014, when the seized vessel was sold on the order of the court, following the refusal of the owner of the vessel to show up for ownership claim. Justice Ibrahim Sani, while issuing the order following an application by the federal government, directed that the money be paid by Union Bank into the Treasury single account and that an affidavit of compliance must also be filed. It's time now to join Dotun Ogunyemi in our Lagos Network Center for more reports on Nationwide. Hello, Dotun.
Thank you, Ayodeji. Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu says his administration remains committed to promises made to deliver Fourth Mainland Bridge and the light rail system before the year 2023. He emphasized this at the 16th edition of the Executive and Legislative Parley in Lagos. Musa Toliat completes the story.
Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu, who spoke against the backdrop of the violence that left wanton destruction of lives and property across the metropolis in October 2020, said there is an urgent need for the executive and legislature arm of government to redouble efforts to keep up with electioneering promises with a view to sustaining public trust and confidence.
Lagos continues to stand tall and continue to remain resolute. To rebuild Lagos is to rebuild ourselves. And this has created a unique opportunity for us to set an agenda not only for the next decade, but for the next 3 decades of Lagos.
Speaker, House of Representatives Femi Gbajabiamila, who led federal legislators from Lagos State to the event, expressed the readiness of the legislators to attract more federal government presence in their constituencies as quest to rebuild Lagos gains momentum.
The way the Lagos State government has come together to seek solutions to problems, confront and overcome challenges jointly is a testimony to what can be achieved when we work together.
There's a need to come together and think beyond the physical thing so that we can achieve this purpose. If it is on paper, without that passion, without that interest, it might take long to achieve the purpose of consensus agenda.
The 2-day executive and legislative parley with the theme A Consensus Agenda for Rebuilding Lagos is expected to feature presentations on good governance to forestall a recurrence of the 2020 EndSARS violence. In Lagos, Musa Toliat, NTA News.
The Nigeria Customs Service Apapa Command has impounded a container laden with 554 cartons of tramadol and other prohibited products. Comptroller of Customs Apapa Command reaffirmed the zeal of the service to ensure that acts of smuggling is curbed. Abalade Salami reports.
Guided by the marching orders to block all revenue leakage channels in and out of the port in order to ensure accurate revenue remittance to the federal government's coffers, the Nigerian Customs Service instituted an electronic process of payment and clearance of consignments. In this regard, the service also redesigned its anti-smuggling architecture to suppress the act to its barest minimum. As a way of examining its strategies to address the menace, the Apapa Command seized a container that was wrongfully declared to be conveying only ceramic tiles, which investigation revealed also had drugs and bills of used clothing.
The container was dropped for 100% physical examination. On the examination of the container, the front of the container was concealed with ceramic tiles, as you can see it. Then we asked for 100% examination. When the officers get in depth inside, they found out these items of tramadol, and it was brought down, examined and that is what we are looking for.
Further investigations show that yet another container had unregistered pharmaceutical products and sacks of mosquito coils declared as packaging paper bags.
And this command under my watch will ensure that anybody who attempts or an intent to make an unlawful importation into this command or anywhere in the country is going to be dealt with decisively.
The controller re-echoed the readiness of officers and men of the Apapa command to uphold professionalism and integrity in sanitizing the country of smuggled goods. In Lagos, Abolade Salami, NTA News.
And that's it from here. Let's now take a break. Nationwide continues shortly.
You're welcome back. The ongoing membership registration and revalidation exercise by the ruling All Progressives Congress, APC, has been described as people-oriented initiative which will further strengthen the capacity of the party at various levels. The Minister of Health, Dr. Osage Ihanire, and the former national chairman of the party, John Odige Oyegun, gave the commendations after revalidation of their membership at the various polling units in Oredo local government area of Edo State. Jude Abugu has details.
Membership registration and revalidation exercise, which is now in its extension phase following the decision of the party to extend the closing date to March 31, has been witnessing tremendous turnout of party faithful and new members in Edo State. The Minister of Health, Dr. Osage Ihanire, and the former chairman of the party, John Odige Oyegun, are the latest among the prominent members of the party to revalidate their membership in the state. The minister expressed confidence in the process, which he says will determine the party's capacity and capabilities not only in Edo State but in the entire country.
We are very pleased to be here with that revalidation together. So it's a very joyful moment, and I believe this should be the beginning of a renewal of the party in Edo State and in Nigeria in general.
John Odige Oyegun, who is among the founding fathers of the party during the merger that bettered APC in 2013, the revalidation is a sign of commitment, dedication, and loyalty to the party.
There have been so many changes over the last few years. People have gone across the party line so many times, some twice over. So we are so confident that we want to know who is APC, so that as we move forward, everybody who registers during this period will be a confirmed, dedicated, passionate member of the APC.
Due to the request from many states for more time to accommodate the large number of people currently indicating interest in the party, the National Working Committee of the party extended the exercise in Benin. Jude Abugu, NTA News.
It's time on Nationwide to join Agatha, who is on standby for updates on fire outbreak at Army Ikpoba Hill Market, as well as other stories from Benin.
Thank you, Ayodeji. Welcome to Benin. Now, some traders at the Army Market in Ikpoba Hill, Benin City, have lost their sources of livelihood following last night's fire incident that destroyed their property. Jude Abugu was at the scene and now reports.
The fire incident, which according to some eyewitness accounts, started at about 9 o'clock in the night, affected about 16 shops, mostly dealers in electrical appliances.
Even the tell yes, even they are busting, I'm for even the boss.
I was at home when I received a call that our shop's burning. Before I could get here, this is how I met my shop. We couldn't bring anything out from this shop.
We don't live around here, we live at Enya. So before we got here, we saw that everything is burned off.
Some of the traders estimated that 300 million naira worth of goods may have been lost in the inferno and to hoodlums who took advantage of the situation to loot some shops. They appealed for assistance from government and well-meaning individuals.
Lot of big money. Hey!
Lost a lot.
NTA News crew was also informed that efforts by firefighting personnel to bring the inferno under control could not yield much result due to inadequate firefighting materials. although the cause of this inferno is yet to be ascertained. Some early arrivals at the scene who spoke to NTA off camera are alleging that debris set ablaze by one of the traders may have started the fire. In Benin, Jude Abugu, NTA News.
In the meantime, Ekiti State government says it will not allow the repeat of loss of lives and property as a result of roadside trading. In this regard, the state government has commenced enforcement of directive relocating roadside traders from the major market in Ado-Ekiti, the state capital, to neighborhood markets. Deji Ogunshakin reports.
The popular Erekeson and busy markets in Ado-Ekiti, the state capital, have been an eyesore due to the attitude of many traders who display their wares by the roadside, a situation that usually hinder human and vehicular movement. Considering the hazards associated with the situation and the risk on lives, government mandated roadside traders to relocate to neighborhood markets to prevent avoidable accidents and loss of lives experienced in the past. Government officials are enforcing the directive to bring sanity and ensure compliance.
Before now, you can't even pass. Everywhere is so clustered, everywhere is so busy. We will force them to go back to those markets that the government has built for them. Market that is equipped, that has everything in it, but they refuse to go there. But this time around, as long as we will not allow them, we will not relent.
The Iwe of Ado-Ekiti, Oba Rufus Adejugbe, and the President, Market Women Association of Nigeria, Ekiti State, Chief Wayi Osho, wants traders to follow the directives, saying the decision to ban roadside trading is to forestall a repeat of loss of lives that occurred at a neighboring community due to brake failure of a loaded trailer as well as other risks associated. From Ado-Ekiti, Ayode Jogunshakin, NTA News.
And that's our package. Ayodeji, you're on.
Thank you, Agatha. Back in Abuja here, let's tell you that onion producers and marketers have inaugurated a documented onion exportation through the Ilela border in Sokoto State. Shehu Muhammad Datti has the details.
Onion Producers and Marketers Association have taken the lead among local producers in exporting local content from Nigeria to West African countries. Comptroller of Customs Sokoto Zamfara Area Command Abdulhamid Ma'aji commended President Muhammadu Buhari for reopening the land borders as it attracts foreign investors, create job opportunities, and enhance value addition.
This is a milestone achievement. The message is that people should embrace compliance. Any intending exporter or importer, anybody that wants to transact business with customs, the door is open, and we are here 24 hours.
National President, Onion Producers and Marketers Association, Aliyu Metasamu, explained that onions are used in pharmaceutical products and as cure for many ailments. Aliyu said the association resolved to take advantage of the federal government's initiative on the diversification of the nation's economy. Nigeria is among the 10 top onion exporting countries in the world with an annual 1.4 million metric tons in output. The president said with the commencement of documented export of onions, the commodity has the capacity to contribute greatly to the country's gross domestic product.
At the end of the day, we are contributing to gross domestic product. We are also creating jobs for our youth, and at the same time also repatriating forests.
On its part, Sokoto State government said very soon producers of the commodity will have the opportunity of exporting the products not only in West Africa but to European countries.
We have collaboration between Sokoto State government and the African Development Bank that we are going to execute Agro Cargo Airport, where we transfer most of our products.
With the export documentation, onion producers and marketers will now spend only 10% of the normal 1 million naira spent while exporting the commodity. In Sokoto, Shehu Muhammad Datti, NTA News.
From the Power State comes a report that Raise Foundation, the pet program of the wife of Niger State's Governor, Dr. Amina Abubakar Sani Bello, says it has earned a foreign grant of about 14 million naira to cater for at least 50 victims of gender-based violence in the state in every 5 months. Program Manager of Raise Foundation, Moses Ukama, disclosed this during a press conference at the program office in Mina. Fatima Usman reports.
20% increase in violence during COVID-19 lockdown. The United Nations Population Fund estimates the acute respiratory pandemic has the potential to cause 15 million additional cases of gender-based assault worldwide for every additional 3 months of solitary confinement. Efforts to mitigate this ugly trend necessitated increase in advocacy by people of vested interest and organizations. Latest in this direction is the Commonwealth and Development Office program, which seeks to protect the rights of women and children affected by gender-based violence across 3 states in Nigeria, which Raise Foundation championing the cause in Niger State.
All right, the amount we got for the support is about 14 million. The number of persons, if reported, that we can intervene for, there's no limit. But on the project, we are looking at a minimum of 50 women who would benefit.
Having identified challenges of the victims, the initiative is therefore designed not only to cater for both medical and physical needs of the vulnerable groups, it is also saddled with the responsibility of providing legal services, economic empowerment, as well as shelter. All this, Raise Foundation, the pet program of the wife of the Niger State Governor, says is poised to be achieved through collaborative efforts with relevant stakeholders. In Mina, Fatima Usman, NTA News.
The Naval Officers' Wives Association, NOAA, says it will continue to complement efforts of the Nigerian Navy to improve lives of Nigerian women and children with humanitarian services. The new national president of the association, Nana Aisha Gambo, expressed the desire after taking over the mantle of leadership. Joseph Otsen reports that Nana Gambo inaugurated borehole projects in rural communities in Abuja in her first day in office.
It is the usual tradition for Association of Wives of Military Officers to change baton of leadership after change of service chiefs. For the Naval Officers' Wives Association, NOAA, wife of the Chief of Naval Staff, Nana Aisha Gambo, takes over as national president from Dr. Teresa Ibas, who served for over 5 years. Nana Gambo, after using the occasion to thank President Muhammadu Buhari for finding her husband worthy, pledged commitment of NOAA to initiate more projects that will build capacity of women and children.
It is pertinent to state that this great association has a proud past and an exciting future. Thus, it is known for making strides towards building a better society for women and educational development. Through capacity building,
I trust and urge her to continue with the good works and also carry the members along in all activities.
To hit the ground running, Nana Gambo went on to inaugurate boreholes she executed under her Clean Water Pet project in Gwagwalada and Dakwa communities in Abuja.
This project is a very good something that the masses, our masses here within the community, they are lacking. And for now, she has assisted us and we thank God.
Nana Aisha Gambo is now the 21st national president of NOAA. In Abuja, Joseph Sound Otsen, NTA News.
Benue State to phase out analog land administration. This and more with Hembafan in our Makudi Network Center. Hello, Hembafan.
Governor stated
some challenges with audio from Makudi Network Center, but let's take another report in Abuja here and tell you that the Independent Investigative Panel on SARS has warned the Nigeria Police Force to stop frustrating the panel's efforts in the ongoing hearings as the cases require expeditious hearing for justice to be served. Correspondent Viera Chinwuba reports that the panel heard how the police compelled the family of late Simon Nkakwange to pay for bullets expended by the police in killing him and yet seized his corpse since April 2020 over an alleged robbery incident.
Commissioner Abraham Nkwankanga told the panel that his late brother Samuel Nkwankanga was shot at a filling station in Wuse, Abuja over robbery allegation, and he bled to death in police custody. He said the police extorted 203,000 naira from his family and thereafter cut off communication and refused to release his corpse to the family.
The second respondent, IPO Ibrahim, told you that the corpse is where?
Is in Wuse General Hospital, but he didn't assess me to my late brother's corpse.
Nkankwanga asked the panel to order the police to pay a compensation of 200 million naira in addition to ensuring that justice is done. The chairman of the panel ordered the police to release the body to the family for burial. Another pathetic story was that of Lukman Saliu, a student of Nasarawa Polytechnic, who is still languishing in police custody since 2015. His father, Suleiman Saliu, the petitioner who lives in Abuja, told the panel that his son left home to resume school in Kogi State, but he was, however, arrested with 11 others and taken into police custody at Fort CID Abuja. He further informed the panel that the matter was taken to court and the court awarded 1 million naira as damages in his favor and ordered the release of his son on bail pending the determination of the suit, but the police failed to release him. The panel also expressed displeasure over the respondents' repeated failure to appear before the panel and warned the police to stop frustrating the efforts of the panel. In Abuja, Viera Chinwoba, NTA News.
Still on security matters, the Department of State Services has confirmed that Salihu Tanko Yakasai, former special advisor on media to Kano State Governor, is in its custody. A statement by the public relations officer of the service, Dr. Peter Afunanya, indicates that Yakasai is being investigated over issues beyond the expression of opinions in the social media, as wrongly alleged by a section of the media. Now, let's cross over to Ibadan, where Kemi Oshin is standing by for more stories on Nationwide.
Thank you, Ayodeji, and warm welcome to Ibadan. The Nigeria Customs Service, Oyo Osun Command, is partnering with the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, NDLEA, to reduce nefarious activities in the command. Shola Wahid tells us more.
The controller of customs, Oyo Osun Command, Adamu Abdulkadri, while handing over the seized items, explained that 340 wraps of cannabis sativa worth over 20 million naira were confiscated during a routine patrol by officers of the command. He expressed the need for security agencies to collaborate with themselves in order to fight crime, stressing that the intake of Indian hemp and other prohibited substances aid criminality in the country.
Since the borders are closed, some people try to smuggle in some of these things. And my vigilant officers are always there to catch them at the point of entrance.
The often spoken collaboration between agencies is not just in word, but it's also in deed. And I'm not surprised because customers have always done this. They are just continuing what they normally do.
The controller reiterated the commitment of the command to continue to carry out its statutory duties towards curbing the activities of smugglers. In Ibadan, Shola Wahid, NTA News.
Hard work pays is a saying that indicates exemplary efforts resulting in commendations. This is the case of Adetutu Seriki, who bagged Presidential Award for being an outstanding corps member. Omokayinde Igbari's report is here presented.
Adetutu Seriki, a 27-year-old computer science graduate from Moshood Abiola Polytechnic, Abeokuta, Ogun State, is one of the 110 corps members recipients of the Presidential Honors Award for outstanding performance to the fatherland during the compulsory one-year service in 2018. She served with the Independent National Electoral Commission, Oyo State, where she embarked on community projects such as fence reconstruction, digging of modern deep well, provision of school uniforms and schools for pupils.
No matter where you are, everywhere we serve, we do anywhere, we should try to make a good impact.
Adetutu, an indigene of Ekiti State, is the only co-member selected from Oyo State for the national award.
We are fulfilled because it's not just an easy thing for you to be recognized among others, and that recognition will go a long way in our life.
School is very happy to receive that news, and also to tell you that she'll be the first student to get that national award.
The award comes with an automatic employment in any federal establishment in the country and a sponsorship to study to PhD level in any tertiary institution in Nigeria.
It is no longer news that the outbreak of COVID-19 has brought about various changes to people's lifestyle, individual as well as national economy. Grace Bamidele in this package examines a notable trade occasioned by the pandemic.
February 2020, Nigeria joined in the battle against the ravaging coronavirus pandemic with the index case, an Italian man. Economic meltdown, lockdown, the new normal, plight of the frontliners. In all of this, an emerging business which keeps growing is the production and sales of face masks.
Before COVID-19, I don't use nose mask, except if I want to clean house.
Do you use it now?
Almost every day.
Once you forget your face mask, you are